We've been working on the Flex5 project for a while now. As an example, the recent tablet and phone apps are using that new backend and database that we've created for the Flex5 platform. The databases between 4 and 5 have been synchronized. So as an example, as you've been creating pull sheets in 4, your warehouse has probably been using the new tablet or phone apps, and they can open those up in 5 and start to scan those gear out. And if you looked at that manifest in 4 and looked at the inventory items, you've seen all the updates changes that they've done through Flex5. So these two systems are synchronized and they will stay like that. So the main takeaway is you will not be turning off Flex4 and exporting that data and then learning how to use 5 and never being able to go back to 4. We will have transitional functionality between these two systems. So here we are in 4, and that transition will look like this. In the quote menu under Modify, there will be a new link called Open in Flex5 that you'll click here. Our goal with the Flex5 Desktop was to modernize it and improve the speed everywhere we can, but also keep it very familiar. So we've still got our resource browser on the left, we've got our Workbench menu in the center, and on the right hand side, if the tab has menu action items, those will appear on the right hand side. So in the resource browser bar, we can click to open. I can search for another demo quote and open it up and view that. So you can see we still have the functionality where we can support as many tabs as you want, and we can close them up. This allows you to multitask. If we click back on the resource highlighted area, it will retract it. So as an example, if I click here on our contacts and go into clients, I'm going to go here and drag this contact, and we've updated the database. Now that database is being synchronized back to 4. So let's review 4 and let's reload that tab. And so as you can see, those changes that we've made in 5 get pushed back to 4. And if we update 4, it'll keep it synchronized with 5. So this will allow you to, any early adopters who want to do the testing and start to see the speed improvements, you'll have access to that simultaneously. So other changes that we've made here, we want to make sure that the dynamic configurable functionality in Flex4 is inherited in 5. So you will not be having to reconfigure Flex5 at all. Any modifications to, say, your working view or logistics view, or if you've added whole new views, those will dynamically be generated in Flex5. So you won't have to reconfigure anything. Other changes that we've done with the layout is in the Workbench menu, we've had lots of requests to be able to navigate these more efficiently. So as an example here, if I hit reports, I'm only seeing the reports and I can generate that PDF, and there's that PDF right there. If I want to do a workflow, it's much more actionable instead of having to scroll through that long list of actions. And again, if we click on the highlighted area, it will retract it down. Because this area can be expanded and retracted, we've moved the total areas down to the bottom, but we can also highlight that to get a preview of all the totals. We've also separated the header, the details, and the total area, and this has helped us speed things up by a massive amount. So as an example, if we go to details here, now we can see the details. And the big changes is all we're doing is pulling the data that is applicable to what we're looking at right now. Where previously in Flex4, we used to pull all data for the whole quote. The functionality continues to be the same. If I want to change a load-in time, I can put in a date, or I can put in a time if I want and change the time drop down. So very easy to change that functionality. The details area, I can click on here to change a resource, or I could click to change a quantity. I can also now tab through some of these fields on the line item. The ability to organize the detail block remains very similar. So if I go to inventory, and I'm going to go to a inventory folder, and I'm in auto sort, and when I drag and drop this in, this will organize it very similar to the way we had, and availability will be displayed. Totals and notes here, it's very similar functionality, but again a little bit more actionable and very big improvements to speed. So to demonstrate the speed improvements, we created a quote in Flex4 that had 6,000 line items, and really you shouldn't have that many, but some customers do. So let's take a look at the speed improvements. On Flex4, that quote took a little less than a minute and a half to open up and organize it and display it so you could start to work on it. I'm going to open that same quote with just a single click, and within less than a second, it opened up that 6,000 line item quote. Now, one of the things that allows us to do that is we haven't even looked at the database for the details, but we can go in here and change workflows, run reports, we can update header areas, look at totals, anything like that is all pushed into here, again, within a second of opening it up. Now the biggest resource hog is the detail, so let's go ahead and click on that to start to see the speed improvements there. So this typically takes about 4 seconds for us to open up that whole quote with all the details in here. And what you'll see is as I start to scroll this, there is a massive amount of data in here. And the area that we've also improved speed on is the scrolling ability. So this is 6,000 line items running very smoothly and efficiently, better than we've ever had it. So the timeline for Flex5. Our goal is to this summer, which is mid-2019, to have this transitional functionality, meaning you'll be in 4 and you'll click a link and you can go to that exact same quote in 5 and start to, our early adopters may want to beta test and start to work within this functionality. And again, they can go back and forth between 4 and 5. At the end of the year 2019, our goal is to have all day-to-day functionality for our users, which means logging in, contacts, inventory, dashboard, quoting, equipment list, warehousing, all that functionality will be in day-to-day Flex5 Desktop. All the system admin stuff will still be on our to-do list and will be flowing over in 2020, but the goal is 2019 have day-to-day functionality for all of your main users in Flex5. If you have any questions, please contact sales@flexrentalsolutions.com. Thanks, bye-bye.